I would first start out by asking, are you angry at God? Have you even said that you hated Him? Well, that's all part of my testimony. My name is Sandra Lawrence, and I am a sinner. But I was saved on December 15th, 1994. You see, my story begins in a little coal mining town where my dad was a minister. He was killed when I was 3 years old as a result of a coal mining accident. At that time, I became very angry at God. How could a loving God allow the very most precious thing to be taken from me? After that, my mom remarried, and I endured several years of unbelievable abuse at the hands of my stepfather. I became even more angry at God. You see, I knew about God. I went to church for VBS, and I went to church at Easter. You can know all the books of the Bible. You can take the most kids to VBS. You can even earn a trophy for bringing the most kids to VBS. But that won't get you to heaven. I became increasingly more and more angry, began to try and fill my life with things such as drugs and alcohol. And somehow I kept feeling that something was missing. Ultimately, I tried to take my life several times. First time beginning at age 8. It seemed as if there was no hope, and I wasn't even sure there was a real God. That was until this really cute guy that I worked with shared the gospel of Jesus Christ with me. You see, I liked him. I liked him a lot, enough to listen to him. And he shared the gospel of Jesus Christ. Told him I'd heard all that stuff before. I knew all about it, could even quote the books of the Bible. Really wanted to date him, but he wasn't about to date a girl that didn't share the same Christian values. And when he saw that I wasn't going to change, he decided he wasn't going to change his values either. So he began to pray for me and enlisted many people to pray for me. The more he prayed for me, the meaner I got. I made fun of him. I almost hated him because he had this peace that I so desperately wanted, regardless of any storm that he was facing. That all leads up to December 15th. You see, I had called him the weekend prior to December 15th and was getting ready to end my life again. He said, "I'll be there. You're going to mess it up, so I'll help you do it right." Doesn't seem like the conventional way of sharing the gospel until I was ready to listen to find out why this guy was going to help me end my life. You see, he told me I could spend the rest of my life being a victim, or I could choose to be a victor. You see, that word is exactly the same. The ending is different. Victim ends in I am, saying I am this. There's no room for change. Victor ends in or you can lay down your will and receive the only one who can heal. Heal of child abuse? Yes. Heal of anger? Yes. Heal of drugs and alcohol? Yes. You see, it didn't happen instantly. I went to church with him that following Sunday, which was the only date he would take me on. And I made fun of everyone in the building. I insinuated that every one of them were hypocrites, and I even contemplated spitting in the communion plate. Far cry from the beginning of a preacher's kid. We went on, and he invited me back to church in a house on a Wednesday night. I went merely to make fun of his Christian friends. I never will forget, the lady said, "Could I pray for you?" I was actually praying that Satan would let my head spin around or something to show these people that it was all made up. I remember as she looked in my eyes, she said, "You're angry at God." I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "When you cried, he cried too." That's the one thing I want you to take away from my testimony, is that every time you've cried, God has seen each tear. It says the shortest verse in the Bible, it says he wept. He cares about what you're going through. He cares about what you're facing. I'd like to tell you that after I received Christ on December 15th, that everything went smoothly, that I never encountered another trial, but that wasn't the case. I suffered 2 miscarriages. I was diagnosed with stage 1 cancer. I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I hit 40, I got a pacemaker because my heart stopped. Most recently in August, I went through 2 back-to-back surgeries for valve replacement, all 3 valves. I only had a 10% chance of surviving the first time, let alone the second. You see, we are going to have tribulation in this world. COVID-19 is a great example of that. But God gives us hope. He says, "Be not dismayed, I've overcome the world." So that is my hope, that if you're angry, talk to him. If you're hurting, talk to him. If you're not quite sure you believe in him, talk to him. You see, it's simple as ABC. Admit you're a sinner. That's one of the hardest first steps to take. Believe that he is the only way. I didn't say that. He said that. There is only one way, through the blood of Jesus Christ. C, confess that he is Lord. I encourage you, if you do those 3 things, contact someone here at the church or get involved in a local Bible-believing church and allow God to change your life. Yes, you can be a Christian without ever setting foot in a church. Being in a church does not make you a Christian any more than being in a garage makes you a car. But we join together so that we can lift one another, so that we can bear one another's burdens, and we can walk through this life victoriously. Thanks.